been too long. It's been too long. It's been way too long. Okay, anyway. Hello, bonjour, ciao, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Or, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Tolu, and I am a first year medical student at the University of Oxford. And I have just completed my first term. Okay, I haven't just completed it, it's been like a month, and I've just been procrastinating making a new video. And before I start going with this video, I just want to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I haven't posted or filmed in like 2 months, and I'm sorry, that's all I can say. But I've been really, really busy, and I wanted to focus mainly on, settling into my first term and like finding my bearings. But hopefully, this year I will actually post more consistently. I hope. I can't make any promises, but I hope. But anyway, hope you guys have been well, and I just wanted to basically film a video about how my first term actually went down at uni. So we refer to our first term as michaelmas, and I have no idea why. I feel like I should, but I have no idea. Hi, this is editing Tolu, and apparently it's called michaelmas because it's derived from the feast of Saint Michael and all angels, which I still don't have a clue about. So look it up yourself. And what's really like weird is that so much happened in this short space of 8 weeks. Well, 9 weeks if you include Freshers Week, but still 8 weeks of term, and so much went down. So much. And looking back at it now, it was a roller coaster. It was such a major whirlwind. But we're here. We're moving, and I'm starting second term soon. So without further ado, here is how my first term went down at uni. Now it's disgusting. Why did I do that? If you guys haven't seen it already, I filmed a Freshers Week vlog, and that basically summarised what went down in my Freshers Week. But if you haven't seen it already, I will include links wherever they're meant to be included. I'm still new to this technically, and I will figure stuff out. Week 0 is basically Freshers Week, and that was a week dedicated to just us settling in and finding our bearings and just becoming more used to what life was like, or what life could be like at Oxford, because it was our first time coming here and staying here. And Freshers Week was a lot of fun. So it was the first time I had properly met the medics at my college. So there are 6 of us, and we'd already spoken on WhatsApp because we made a group chat to like get in contact with each other. But it was the first time we'd all like officially properly met, which was so cool. Because for the next 6 years, these are going to be my girls. So at Keble, which is my college, there are 6 females. Yay, female power. So there are six female medics, and yeah, they're amazing. They're literally the loves of my life. I love them so much. And it's great that we've gotten to like each other so far, because we're literally going to be stuck with each other for 6 years. And I'm telling you, they're the loveliest people, and I love them so much. So for basically most of Freshers Week, we stuck to each other like glue, because we were the only people that sort of like knew each other ish so far. And Freshers Week it can be quite intimidating and daunting, because you're essentially having to, make completely new friends, and it's so weird how within 1 week how quickly you can make bonds. So I remember just saying hello to literally everyone that I could. If someone looked confused, I mean, I looked confused most of the time anyway, but if anyone looked confused, or if anyone just wanted to like come up to me, I'd spark a conversation with them there and then, because that's the whole point of making friends. Like, you just have to do that. And yeah, I spoke to so many people, and I can't promise that I remembered everyone's names when they told me them the first time, but we move. Like, it was great, and I made so many new friends, had so many great conversations, and it's so nice to see how everyone like got into this position, because we all have so many different backgrounds, and that was so cool. And that was lovely as well. I don't know, I just loved the friends that I made during Freshers Week, because I speak to basically everyone anyway. So it's all good. Freshers Week also comprised of a lot of workshops to sort of familiarise ourselves with the sort of expectations our college had of us. So we had some diversity workshops about how to be more inclusive for people, which is quite interesting, because in my college, there are 5 black people. Hello, it's me again. I just wanted to clarify that in my year, there are about 5 black people, and in terms of just the BAME population, which is Black, Asian, minority, ethnic, I'd say there's about 20-ish of us, and there's like up to 140 people in first year as undergraduates. And for me, that's really, really weird because I came from a background where the ethnic minorities were the majority of the community. So now I'm coming into a place where the ethnic minorities are actually the minority of the population. But to be fair, I kind of knew that coming in because it's not uncommon knowledge that the statistics of the BAME population are quite low at Oxford. But I know they're making an attempt to sort of increase and improve that, which is really good in itself. But yeah, I wasn't particularly shocked when I sort of looked around and I saw the diversity of the college. But to be fair, what can you do about it? Like, honestly, what can you do? So for me, it was a little bit weird at first, but I've settled in and now I'm not particularly fussed, especially since I joined the ACS. So moving on to that, we had a freshers fair where you could join a bunch of clubs and societies, and from there's when I officially signed up to the ACS, which is the Afro-Caribbean Society. And I always knew about the ACS because I wanted to make sure that I had sort of like a group of people who had similar backgrounds to me and were sort of basically like me. So I knew, like, as soon as I got into Oxford, that I wanted to join the ACS, and I did that during the freshers fair. And honestly, the events that the ACS sort of hold is so lovely and so I just love it because I'm surrounded by people like me and I've made friends like me, and it's just amazing and I love it so much. So I remember, I think it was either in week one, they held a meet and eat. So they had all of the ACS community come visit, I think it was St. Hugh's College, with some pizza. We all chatted and chilled and we just got to meet basically all the ACS people from all of the colleges around Oxford. And what was great was that was like the opportunity where I got to meet my Twitter friends for the first time in real life, because again, like with me before coming into Oxford. And then, yeah, so week one and Freshers Week were basically used to meet people and become more comfortable in the Oxford setting, because obviously from being back home to being here was quite a major jump. So we got like a lot of time to sort of acclimatise to our new environment, which was really nice and lovely. And to make it even that much more easier, in terms of settling in, we were all assigned something called a college family. And every time I explain it to like someone who doesn't know what that is, they always seem really, really confused, because when you think about it, it is like a really weird idea, but it also is a really cool idea because it helped me settle in really well as like coming into this uni. So the concept of a college family is your typical family, I guess. So in second year, you have two students, or at least two students, maybe, who sort of oversee the freshers coming in, and they sort of help them settle in. And at least one of your parents should do your subject. So my college family, I have a college dad, college mum, and a college brother. You'll probably see them soon, but my college mum said she doesn't want to be in a video until I hit 10k subscribers. So hint, hint, please subscribe to my channel so we can like film a video with my family. But my college dad, he does medicine. My college mum does theology, and my college brother does theology. So each of us have a parent that we can sort of go to if we need any help with our academics. And my college dad, if you're watching this, love you, gave me all his notes for first year, which is great because I was so intimidated and scared of the potential workload that I'd received this term. So he gave me his notes to sort of help me sort of settle in. So if I got any work set, I could sort of look back at his notes and help myself with them, so I don't have to be as worried and as scared, which is fantastic and amazing. I love you so much if you're watching this, so thank you. So yeah, in Freshers Week and in First Week, we had opportunities to sort of meet our college family in a more formal manner. So we had some dinner dates just to talk to each other and get to know each other, which was really sweet. And we had a formal dinner in hall. So that was another moment to sort of get to know our parents and meet them more. And yeah, the college family is great. I talked to my parents. My parents so much still as well. They're the loveliest people. And you're very lucky if you like have a good family. So I'm very grateful that my family is very close, because not everyone has the opportunity to have a really tight-knit family, but my family is literally the sweetest, they're the best, that's all I can say. So that was amazing, that was lovely too. But yeah, that was just settling in. So settling in was great. I felt so at home and I felt so welcomed when I got here. So literally all of my nerves and all of my, worries were literally put at ease within the first week. So that about Oxford was really great for me, because I was worried about how I'd fit in socially. But I know literally almost within the first couple of days I had settled in well, and it was calm. But yeah, week 1 was when our first lectures actually began, and I was shocked. 9 a.m.s are the worst things to wake up for. And I don't understand, because for sixth form and for like secondary school, I could wake up at 6 a.m. happily. Like my body would just be awake, Tolu, get up, go to school, and I'd be fine. Why am I struggling now to wake up at 9 a.m. in the morning? I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, for 7 years, I could wake up early with no hassle, and now I'm struggling. I'm struggling, and I don't get it. So someone please explain to me why it's so difficult to wake up late now. I don't understand. But that first week of just adjusting to lectures was interesting. Like, that first week was just introduction to certain topics, which was calm and easy. But it was such a weird jump from having classroom lessons to having someone just talk at you in a lecture theatre. So that was interesting to try and adjust to. But over time it was calm, because the lecturers, although they vary, most of them are they're cool, because they're experts in their field and they try and make the lectures as engaging as possible, so you don't fall asleep in the lectures, because sometimes if you look to your left or to your right, there's someone falling asleep. But most of the time they try to make it a little bit more interesting so you can actually pay attention to the topic, because the lectures have information that I need for my exams at the end of the year, so it's important that I stay awake. So yeah, that was great. But it was so weird, like almost every day for the first few weeks of term, I had a 9 a.m. And the problem with the medicine timetable is that it's not consistent from a week to week basis. On Monday, I could start at 9 a.m. Tuesday, 4 a.m. Wednesday, not 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is way too early. Tuesday, let's say 11 a.m. Wednesday, 9 a.m. But then the week after that, it'll be completely different. So there's no way for me to familiarise myself with a routine, which is very stressful for me, because I like routine and I like organisation and I like having things set in stone so that I know how to plan my work around it, which was so difficult for me because nothing was ever consistent. And then when I spoke to my friends who did other subjects, they'd be like, oh, every Monday I have this time, every Tuesday I have this class, every Wednesday I have this. And I look at them like, you're so lucky because you have consistency, and I did not have that, and it stressed me out for so long, because I didn't know how to plan doing my work around the forever changing lecture timetables, and that was very stressful. But I feel like I've now sort of come to grips with it, so I just now have to plan ahead when it comes to me doing my work. So I have to look at my timetable for that week, the next week, and just work around that, because that's the only way I can sort of manage doing things without feeling overwhelmed, because those first few weeks were definitely very overwhelming for me, because I had to sort of adjust what I was used to in terms of my routine to sort of accommodate for this new lifestyle at Oxford. So we have tutorials, which are basically sort of small groups of our people in our college, so like half the medics, so 3 medics at a time. We have like an hour-long discussion about a specific topic, and what's great is that the tutors are, again, experts within their field. So let's say we've covered something in biochemistry in a lecture, then our biochemistry tutor will say, oh look, you did proteins in your lecture and you're doing enzymes next week, let's dedicate our tutorial to combining proteins and enzymes together, and then we'll discuss it and talk through it and test your understanding of it and just discuss it and just go over loads and loads of things. And then I will set you an essay on what we've discussed in our tutorial already for next week, so that we can go over the next topic and you can just add to your knowledge and develop your knowledge from there. And for me, the concept of tutorials is what attracted me to Oxford the most, because I wanted to have more intimate ways of learning things, and in terms of ensuring your understanding of things, the tutorials are literally the best method to do this, because you can talk to someone one-on-one about that topic. If you're confused about something, you talk to that person directly instead of having to go to your lecture at the end with 150 people in the theatre. But you could talk to your tutor alongside your 2 other friends. So literally it's just a room of you guys talking and discussing a topic to make sure that you understand something and you come to grips with it. And that is the best thing ever, because one, you feel less intimidated to ask questions, because it's literally a time dedicated to you answering questions and testing your understanding of a specific topic to like one particular tutor. And 2, it's more comfortable because you can just talk and it's so chill. And it took me like the first 2 weeks to realise how chill our tutors are. And I was so confused, because they're literally so chill. like, it's so weird to put it, but they're honestly the most chill people you could ever meet. And that's so great. So it makes it so much less daunting to talk to them because they're literally so calm and so chill, and that's really great. So yeah, within the first, I can't remember what week it was, but we had a formal dinner with our tutors where we got to meet all of them in one go. And having dinner next to your tutor and just gossiping with them, like, it's weird to like talk, like, to put it into perspective, but they're honestly just so calm. And it makes it so much more reassuring as well, because if they're calm, then it makes you calm, and it makes you want to go to them more, and it makes you less scared to ask them questions or ask them for help. And I loved that because I needed a lot of help in first term. So now I know I can easily just contact them and not feel worried about asking them for help, which is ideal because the workload at Oxford is a lot. So yeah, but that was that. But week 3, yeah, week 2 was calm. That was week 2, just meeting more people, starting our lectures, and that was okay. But week 3 was when we started doing our practicals. So for medicine, when we got to grips with our practicals, we could have up to 3 practicals in 1 week. One of our practicals would be based off of our topics, physiology and actually, let me just explain it. So for medicine, we've got 4 topics in first year. We've got organisation of the body, we have physiology and pharmacology, biochemistry and medical genetics, and then we've got medical sociology, which we focus on in the 3rd term, so that's a bit later. And a lot of our practicals are based off of like an aspect of those 3 topics. So we would have topics based on physiology and pharmacology, so that would be experiments based on muscles and stuff, which would be cool. We'd have organisation of the body practicals. So these are our demonstration room practicals, and that's when we get to see a real life human body. Because to understand anatomy a bit more, we use dissections to sort of help us visualise and see things better. Because it's one thing being told about where your clavicle is and where your scapula is, and it's another thing actually seeing a real life clavicle and scapula. So if you were to ask me, yo, Tolu, talk me through the scapula, I'd be able to know where to palpate myself to show you where that is. I'd also be able to name the different parts of the scapula because I've seen a real life version of it myself. And yeah, it's great. And I actually really weirdly love the demonstration room practicals because I was expecting to like be really sick when I saw, real bodies, but it's actually calm. Like, it's okay. So we've seen bones, we've seen muscles, we've seen arms, we've seen legs. It's all good. And what's great is that the people who show us and demonstrate things on the bodies to us are 5th and 6th years. I think they're students going into their trainings in the hospital. And because they've been in the same position as us, they make it more fun for us as well. So they actually try and, they challenge us, they test our understandings, they play a few games of, well, not games, but they, test us with a few sort of rounds of games, and that just makes it more and more engaging. But one thing for me that I realised after a few weeks of a practical is that it's easier going into the demonstration room if I know what I'm doing. So for the first 2 weeks, I'd go in not properly covering what we'd be expecting to do in that practical, and I'd struggle. So when I started actually reading up beforehand, doing it now, it's simple logic, but I just didn't follow through that logic. It was easier to understand the demonstration room practicals after I had gone over it beforehand. So now I do that, and now I'm ready for demonstration room for next term. I learned it the hard way, but we're here now, so it's all good. And then finally, our last set of practicals is just microscopy. So that'll be just covering biochemistry and medical genetics, not medical genetics, but just biochem. So you just look at samples under the microscope and just go through from there and just fill in booklets. And that's it. And the practicals are really fun as well. My microscopy practicals are one of my favourite days of the week because my lab partner, if you're watching this, my lab partner makes them so entertaining. And again, that's such a great part, is that if you're assigned a great lab partner, you basically have a really fun practical session because you're just talking to each other, you're helping each other with your work as you go along, but it's also nice to make another bond with someone you may not have spoken to, because it's kind of hard to talk to other medics from other colleges because of our timetables. So unless you sort of know them from outside of Oxford or just met them randomly somehow, then you won't necessarily know everyone. So my lab partner, I got to know over our practicals together, and it's just really nice to have another bond with someone at another college, so you can sort of help share your notes and stuff, because it just helps expand, broaden, I don't know what I'm trying to say, it just helps to make things more better. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyway, moving on. um yeah, it wasn't until week 4 and week 5 that we stopped having 9 a.m.s every day, just saying. But after that, the work started to die down a bit, which was really, really great, because those first few weeks were very on it, and that was really stressful. Because, like I said before, with tutorials, you'd get essays set for the next tutorial. So ideally, you're meant to have 2 to 3 tutorials in a week. So depending on who we have, that could mean 2 to 3 essays in a week as well. But our tutors were always really lovely, so they'd sort of try and help balance things out for us, so we didn't have to have too many essays in one week. And not all of our tutorials required essays. So one tutor, let's say tutor 1 would give us an essay on proteins, tutor 2 would give us an essay on reaction potential, tutor 3 would give us, we'd have a tutorial on embryology, but he wouldn't expect us to make an essay yet, because we'd still be going over the ropes. So it's not like by force that you have loads of essays. But that was just for me, so I was lucky, because I heard some of my friends and other colleges would have like 5 essays a week to do, which is really unfair, because you can't really learn much if you're just constantly doing essays. Like, you're not really given time to sort of go over your notes and make up your notes and sort of learn the content if you're being made to write essays, because essays take a really long time to do. So if I was set an essay on Wednesday, then I wouldn't have it done until the Saturday, because I'd like to sort of spend a day making my notes, reading over it, and making like a plan for it, and then give myself a break and then write out my essay. And it's kind of weird to adjust to, because I didn't do essay subjects at A level. Like, the last time I wrote a proper essay was GCSE for English. But then the structure and layout for English essays are not the same as medicine essays. So having to adjust to that was stressful, because I didn't know how to write an essay and I didn't know what to expect from the essay. So my first few essays were okay, but they weren't the best. But I've been told that I'm improving, which is good. So I wasn't really expecting to have like the best essays in first term, because that wasn't going to happen. Like, I knew that wasn't going to happen. But yeah, I just have to keep practicing, because we have to do essays on our exams, and I just have to get used to it. But yeah, that was okay. There's just loads of things that have been sort of kind of difficult to adjust to, but overall it's been all right. But other than the academics, like, the academics are one thing, but there's also so much more to that, like, within the Oxford life. So we had your lectures, your practicals, your tutorials, calm, cool, whatever, fine. But one great thing about Oxford as well is the social life, and like the activities that you can have with it. And I had so much fun in my first term in terms of things and events that we could go to. So the ACS, which was the ACS, which was one example, they would just try and hold weekly events. So there was so the meet and eat at the first term. They arranged some club nights for us to go to, which was really cool. Cheesecake talks, discussions, all sorts of things, just to keep us occupied and busy, so we could be surrounded by our ACS friends, which was really nice. The societies I joined at the start of term, so I joined my College's Christian Union, and we just, like, as a friendship group, we just hold events for ourselves to just sort of have fun and chill. So I remember every Sunday after church, I'd try and hold a movie night in my room, which didn't always go successfully, but when we did, it was really fun. I remember having a Shrek marathon with them, which was really sweet. So yeah, just having events and moments so we can occupy ourselves. But for me, in terms of like social events, my favourite week of events was week 4. Fourth week was my favourite week of term. And I'm going to include some pictures of things that happened during 4th week as I talk through it. But 4th week was the week I looked the best. 4th week, I stopped looking like trash in the morning, because there were so many like evening events where I could dress up and look nice, and I was so happy. 4th week was my favourite. So there were 2 main events that happened during 4th week that I had to prepare for. The first one was the Sciences Black Tie Dinner. So each sort of set of subjects would have a dinner dedicated to those sciences, humanities, social sciences, and I can't remember if there was another one, but there probably was. But the first one was the Sciences Black Tie Dinner. That was an excuse to just dress up, have a nice formal meal with our with basically all of the people in all the years who do your subject. So that was one of the first times we got to meet the third years, because the second years we already knew because they were our college parents, so we would already like discussed with them and like seen them all over. But that was sort of like the first time we properly got to meet the third years as well, because the third years you don't get to see that often because they're busy. Fourth years, fifth years, sixth years, you never really see either. But yeah, that was a nice moment to sort of be with them and also be with our tutors. So everyone in their little suits and their dresses was so cute, taking so many photos. And it was a really posh 3-course meal with wine served as well. So that was a really nice sort of event. And it again sort of put into perspective how chill our tutors were. Because please explain to me why after the dinner our tutor played foosball with second years on a bet to not be rude to them in their tutorial. Like, you just don't expect things like that to happen, and it's just sort of made me feel so much less anxious because I know that everything here is just going to be so chill, and I love that. So I can just be at peace here. Well, not at peace because I've got work to do, but I can still be like at peace on a social level with my tutors, and it's great. So I don't have to be intimidated, and that's the best thing for me, I guess. So the black tie Titus dinner, I loved that day. It was a really cool day, and it was nice to just bond with everyone. So everyone just looked amazing, and it was like the first proper fancy dress up sort of event. And then the second event that I really loved in fourth week was the MedSoc ball. So I joined the medical society because I was told most people do. And we again got to dress up, and we got to have a 3-course meal again at the Randolph Hotel, which is a really fancy hotel in Oxford. And again, just seeing all of the medics in my year just dress up, it was so lovely, so sweet. They had really great music, had really great food, and it was just a really fun, amazing time just dancing with my other medic friends from other colleges. And it was an amazing moment, just being surrounded by the people who do your subject and do your course, having to meet new people again. It was a really fantastic opportunity, and I really, really loved it. Fourth week was great. I just really loved fourth week a lot. It was so much fun. But yeah, week 5 and week 6, don't really remember much of what happened then. Probably some club nights, probably just doing work and chilling. But that was really, really great as well. But one thing to like focus on in Oxford is that because we're not in term during the month of December, we use November as sort of our Christmas season. But instead of calling it Christmas, they call it Oxmas. So you do your whole advent calendar thing at the start of November, and then Oxmas Day is the 25th of November. So we sort of got into that spirit, and I remember on Oxmas Day, all of our friends got together and we gave our Secret Santa gifts, and that was really sweet. It's just like a really nice tight-knit community, and I really loved that because it just made me feel so welcomed and so at peace, and that was really cool. And then that was just, I don't know, it's just really lovely. I just loved the friendship aspect of everything, and everyone's just so supportive, and I just really, really admired that and loved that. Like, there are so many people and so many different types of people in my college I can go to if I need any help with anything. So I've got my college family, I've got the medics, and I forgot to say, I've got my college husband. So the whole college family thing is sort of starts from the college marriage sort of system. So when you just marry someone, and then when you're in second year, you'll be their parents. So my college parents are married, so that's why they have me and my college brother as their college kids. So I have a college husband, so that when in second year, the new freshers come in, will be their parents. So yeah, it's just nice to have loads of different friends there. We've got so many reps as well. So college reps to help support people. So we've got welfare reps who sort of hold events regularly with some snacks and coffee and tea, and it's just really sweet. We've got movie nights. You've got all sorts of things going on just to keep you busy and not keep you feel isolated, which is really, really important, I find. Because sometimes you can feel quite alone at uni, but there's always something going on to sort of prevent you from feeling alienated at uni, which is really, really good. But yeah, and the last week, week 8, was definitely a very, very chill week. So we had very few lectures. I don't think we had any practicals that week either. So it was just sort of like a nice little chill week, getting ready to go back home because week 8 is our last week because we only have 8 weeks of term at Oxford. So that week we had our Oxmas dinner, and again, just getting into the Christmassy spirit with some friends, pulling Christmas crackers, eating Christmas dinner. Like, it was just a really nice moment, and it was really sweet. But yeah, it was just really sad because that was our final week, and it was the week where we'd all have to say goodbye to each other. Because even though we'd only been at uni for 8 weeks, it like loads of people felt like they'd made genuine connections so far already. So I feel like the friends I've made, I would definitely probably keep for a lifetime because they're honestly the most amazing people I've met. Um, so yeah, that was one of a few sad moments, I guess, was just saying goodbye to my friends because I'd gotten so used to people's company that I just didn't know what to do without them, kind of, because you're with people for every single day for 8, 9 weeks. Like, you see their faces every single day. You live with them every single day. And just having to adjust to, like, not seeing them was just so weird. But yeah, saying goodbye was so stressed. And having to unpack my room as well was stressful because we've got to move in and out every term. And I brought a lot of stuff. And just packing everything into bags and trying to stuff it into my storage cupboard was wild. But yeah, the first term was fun. I really enjoyed first term. And again, I'm sorry if I didn't post any videos, but I just really wanted to sort of enjoy that first term with my friends and like get to grips with everything, because it's one thing, being consistent with uploads, and it's another thing actually sort of settling into term. So now that I've settled in and I kind of know what I'm doing, I can now sort of plan out how I post my videos in the future. I can't guarantee that I'll post weekly because I'm very lazy, but I'll try to post as often as I can. But yeah, my first week of term was great. And I guess to summarize, what I can conclude from that term is: one, making friends is easier than you may think it is. Two, the workload is a lot, but there's so many people there to support you and help you, so you don't have to feel stressed. Three, it's gonna be fun. I had fun. That's all I can say. But I really enjoyed my first term. Just met so many amazing people. It's just great. So I really hope that second term, Hillary term, is even better, and I can't wait to make more friends, make more memories, and just have more of a great time. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you didn't find it too boring, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.